It's a moving portrait. Hey everybody, I'm Chucky Arland. What's up? I'm laying on bed because it's comfortable. We're gonna go and take some pictures. And we're gonna try to talk a little bit about light while I'm taking these pictures, even though I hate trying to talk and teach while I'm actually taking real pictures. So we're gonna do our best. But one little thing that I've learned recently is start seeing light. I know we always hear that. We talk about it all the time. One of the things I learned a long time ago is when I learned to forge a signature. We'd write our name and we turn it upside down. Because now my CH became just lines, right? And it took what it was out of the equation and we just traced lines. I think the same thing can be said about light. We see a cool object, we want to go photograph it. And we're attracted to the object itself, not to the light reflecting or coming off the object. And my challenge to you is to start seeing light hit things as opposed to just seeing the thing itself. My photo students, they'll go take pictures and it's like always at the wrong light. This is what I tell them. It's like start looking at the light. So what we're going to do when we're taking the pictures of Sky, our model, is I'm going to look at light and see how it's playing off her as opposed to looking at her. So here we go.
So how do you translate that into using the correct light on a person
you start looking at the light as opposed to the object. I'm not looking at you, Sean. I'm looking at the light that's falling on you.
So take that part out of the equation and...
It's the same principle that our head has when... Are you filming this? Same principle that we have when the Lincoln Memorial. And we have our friends go stand up by the Lincoln Memorial. We take a picture of them. They're like this big. Well, our brain tunnel visions into them and sees the picture, and then we see that, and then we see that, and it's instantaneous. That's why so many. What's the number one thing that a professional photographer tells an amateur photographer to make a better picture? Take a step closer. Because we're so used to just we don't see. Like if I focused on that lamp, here's a click. Here's the lamp. There's a picture of the lamp. Well, my picture of the lamp was probably pretty tightly cropped, a little blue there. What I didn't see was the pillow, the case on the floor, the wiring. My brain didn't see it. As photographers, we're trained to get in. We look, the same thing goes with lighting. Stop seeing the object, stop seeing it's a lamp, and start seeing that there's a little loop pattern right there, and there's like kind of an interesting yellowish in the middle, and then the way it's sculpted down. So now it ceases to become a lamp and ceases to become about light. And if you start seeing that way, I think you'll start seeing light. Like really seeing light, and then you can, what's interesting, because what's good light? It's not about that, it's just what's interesting. Right? So that's kind of my whole lighting thing.
And I can see that you look at the models and you don't look at them as people, you look at them as objects that are like...
I do, but
so
also...
it's okay to objectify women if you're a photographer.
Objectify women?
Yeah,
No, I'm just looking at light.
Right, that's what I meant.
Just looking at light. But then it becomes, when you start seeing it, what do? Do we go, oh, wait, I gotta focus, and because of this, it's like, no, then it becomes about them again.
And you don't have to think about those
things. I don't have to think about those things anymore.
Same with the technical aspect, you gotta get that down.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
80 to the second, F16. Right?
Yeah, that's right, absolutely. And 2 steps lower on each end would be...
Right. Oh, I love these books. 6th edition revised, 1934. Let me read you. If everybody would please turn their pages to page 19. And here it is. In the early days of photography, almost the only source of light available was the sun. Daylight is, however, from many points of view, an inconvenient source of light for photography purposes. The photographer has very little control of it. It varies in intensity and in color through the day and from one season of the year to the other. These variations make the judging of exposure time a difficult task, so the photographer has to acquire a considerable skill and experience in order to avoid obtaining results showing the effects of incorrect exposure. Artificial light sources, on the other hand, are consistent in intensity and color. Basically, they're saying it's really difficult to be a natural light photographer and really easy to be an artificial light photographer. My, how things have changed since 1934.